Hi, hello, good day to everyone. Welcome to Mathematics Lessons Made Easy with teacher Phoebe. So today I will be discussing all about angle pairs, and this will be the angle pairs that I will be discussing will be all about adjacent angles, linear pair, congruent angles, and vertical angles. This is just but the part 2 of the video lesson all about angle pairs, which I already uploaded, and that was all about complementary and supplementary angles. So, bale, continuation lang ito. Okay? So, the objective for today's video lesson is to derive relationships of geometric figures using measurements and by inductive reasoning about adjacent angles, linear pair, congruent angles, and vertical angles. Okay? So, just a sort of recall, let us discuss again, might tell again the definition of complementary angles, and it has been said that complementary angles is a pair of angles with a sum of 90 degrees. So in here we can say that angle 1 and angle 2 are complementary angles because if we add their measure, they form exactly right angle or a 90 degrees measure of angles. Now, when we say supplementary angles, this is a pair of angles with a sum of 180 degrees. So, how does your supplementary looks like? So, it looks like this. We can say that angle 1 and angle 2 form a supplementary angles because they add up to 180 degrees. 180 degrees. So, bale, tatandaan nyo lang na kapag nakabuo ng right angle, that's complementary. Kapag nakabuo ng straight angle, then that's supplementary angles. So, now let's proceed to the other angle pairs that we have. The first one is the adjacent angles. So, when we say adjacent angles, these are two angles with a common vertex, a common side, and no common interior points. Okay, so I would like to clarify to you, class, na ang mga figures na ipapresent ko ay hindi lang naman yun yung figures na possible ninyong makita. There are different ways actually on how to represent adjacent angles or any other angles that I will be discussing for today. But when we say adjacent angles sa Tagalog, magkatabi, magkadikit. Okay? So like this angle 1 and angle 2. We can say that angle 1 and angle 2 are adjacent because magkatabi sila. They have a common side. Okay? Wala silang points na nag-overlap. Kumbaga, walang overlapping. So, adjacent, magkatabi lang. As in, totally magkadikit lang. Okay? Or magkasunod in some other explanation. Now, another I have here, adjacent angles, is the angle 1 and angle 2. We can say that they are adjacent kasi magkasunod or magkatabi sila. So, kailangan pala, para matawag natin adjacent, magkasunod or magkatabi. Now, this example is not an example of adjacent angles. Why? Kita nyo naman, magkahiwalay si angle 1 and si angle 2. So, even if halimbawa, magkadikit yung vertex nila, iisa yung vertex nila, pero wala silang common side, then, therefore, we cannot call them as adjacent angles. In short, basta magkahiwalay, not adjacent. Kailan matatawag na adjacent? Kapag ka magkadikit, or magkatabi, or magkasunod. Okay, now let's proceed on to the linear pair. When we say linear pair, these are two angles form a linear pair when they are adjacent and supplementary. So sa Tagalog, para matawag daw natin na linear pair sila, unang kailangan daw dapat ay adjacent. So ibig sabihin magkatabi or magkasunod or magkadikit. Plus supplementary pa sila. So ibig sabihin they form as supplementary angles. Dapat pag pinag-plus daw natin yung dalawang angles na yon, dapat ay equal sa 180 degrees. Or kung wala man na measure na ibinigay, pwede, malalaman mo naman kung linear pair siya kasi from the word itself, it forms a line. So let's take a look at this example. Okay, can we say that angle 1 and angle 2 form a linear pair? No. Okay? Kasi Okay, medyo talasan lang din natin siguro ang mata natin. Wala tayong nakitang straight line, right? So, they do not form linear pair. Let's take a look at this example. May nakita ba kayong line? Yes, straight line like this one. Form. So, therefore, angle 1 and angle 2 forms a straight line. Adjacent sila, magkatabi. Supplementary, they form 180 degrees. So, therefore, that's a linear pair. Okay? Now, this one, does angle 1 and angle 2 form linear pair? No, kasi unang-una, hindi sila adjacent. Hindi rin sila supplementary. So, therefore, no. Okay? Next, the third angle pairs that we have are the congruent angles. Two angles are congruent if their measure are equal or the same. We use the symbol of congruency as this one. Okay, so the symbol of congruency is this. If you see a symbol like this means congruent. Now, what does it mean by congruent angles? Congruent angles are two angles with exactly the same measure and exactly the same figure. How do we know that they are congruent? Take a look at this. Nakikita nyo ba yung buka ni angle 1 sa buka ni angle 2? Okay? So, kung nakikita nyo yung buka ni angle 1 sa buka ni angle 2, they are totally different. Therefore, they are not congruent. Let's take a look at this. Okay. Nakikita nyo ba yung buka ni angle 1 at buka ni angle 2? Okay, eto, may measure. Alam nyo ang measure, di ba? So, if you see symbol like this square here, it means this small square here, it symbolizes that the measure of this angle is 90 degrees, and automatic yun, yung katabi niya ay 90 degrees na rin. Or even if i-extend ko tong line na to, yung angle na mabubuo dito is also 90 degrees, and yung angle na mabubuo dito is also 90 degrees. Okay? So, remember perpendicular lines, yun. Now, can we say that angle 1 and angle 2 are congruent angles? The answer is yes, because angle 1 is 90 degrees, angle 2 is 90 degrees. They are equal in measure and they are the same figure. Parehas sila right angle. Therefore, that's our congruent angles. Let's take a look at this one. Is this angle congruent to this angle? Is angle 1 congruent to angle 2? They don't have a measure, but clearly, we can say that they are of the same figure, so that's a congruent angles. Magkadikit man o hindi magkadikit, magkasunod man o hindi magkasunod, basta nakita mo na magkaparehas ng buka at saka measure, kung meron man na ilagay dyan na measure, therefore that's congruent angles. Okay, next, let's proceed to one of the important pair of angles that we are going to have is the vertical angles. These vertical angles are angles opposite each other when two lines intersect. They are congruent. Okay, so sinabi dito na ang vertical angles, nabubuo siya out of two lines that intersect with each other. So let's say for example, and sinabi pa dito na ang vertical angles ay congruent, meaning they are of the same measure. So let's say I have here a yellow line. Okay, so I did not use a name for this line. Let me just use colors first. So yellow line and red line. Okay, they intersect with each other, right? Now, out of these two lines that intersect with each other, clearly we can see lots of angles here, like angle 1, angle 2, angle 3, and angle 4. So we have 4 angles, but actually we still have this straight angle here, straight angle there. Okay, but focus lang tayo dito sa sa vertical angles. Ano dyan yung vertical angles natin? We have that angle facing upward, and we have this angle facing downward. Yan ang vertical angles natin. So, ang vertical angles natin dito ay si angle 1 at saka si angle 3. And it has been said that vertical angles are congruent. So, meaning, kung si angle 1 daw ay 60 degrees, therefore, si angle 3 ay 60 degrees din ang binuka niya. Okay? Now, next. What are the other pairs of vertical angles that we have here? We have the angle 4 and we have the angle 2. Angle 4 and angle 2 are vertical angles at kung ang ibinuka daw ni angle 4, kung ano ang binuka ni angle 4, let's say for example, ang measure ni angle 4 ay 100 degrees at meaning yung angle 2, ang measure din niya ay 100 degrees din because vertical angles are congruent. Tanong, si angle 1 ba at saka si angle 4 ay magka-vertical? No. Okay? Si angle 1 ba at saka si angle 2 ay magka-vertical? No. Ano yung magka-vertical? The two angles opposite each other. So, yung magkatalikuran or yung isang nakaharap doon sa taas at nakaharap sa baba. Okay? So, let us now proceed on to the exercise about adjacent angles, linear pair, congruent angles, and vertical angles. Refer to the figure below. I have here a yellow line and a pink line and a ray. And this part is a right angle. So, meaning kung right angle to, ibig sabihin, right angle din to, right angle din to, right angle din to. Okay? Now, I have there point A. So, I have there a point A on that yellow line. Okay, hindi na lang siya visible because we all know that point is represented by a dot. The smaller the dot, the better because a line has no measure. Okay? Then, we have point B, point C, and point D, and point E. And point X there. So, out of these points that I have here line AD, line CE, and ray XB. And this is my angle 1 and this is my angle 2. Now, question number 1. Is the statement true or false? Angle 1 and angle 2 are complementary angles. First, hanapin natin si angle 1. Nasaan ba si angle 1? Here is your angle 1. Okay? This angle. Hanapin mo lang yung 1, tapos hanapin mo yung angle kung nasaan siya. So, here is your angle 1. Where is your angle 2? Your angle 2 is here. Hanapin mo lang si 2, that's your angle 2. Question, are they complementary angles? Yes. Okay? Because they add up to 90 degrees. Paano mo malalaman na 90 degrees? It's because of the small square that is found on your figure. That small square ay napakahalaga para ma-identify mo kung anong klaseng angle siya. Okay? Next. True or false? Number 2, angle 1 and angle 2 form a linear pair. Si angle 1, eto si angle 1 natin, right? Eto naman si angle 2 natin. They form a linear pair daw. Question, yes or no? True or false? The answer is false. Why? Wala ka naman, nung pinagsama natin si 1 and si 2, hindi naman nakabuo ng line, di ba? Eto lang yun, no? Pag pinagsama natin. So, they do not form a line, therefore, false. Okay, next. True or false? Angle 1 and angle 2 are adjacent angles. Okay, where's your angle 1? Here's your angle 1. Here's your angle 2. Question, are they adjacent? The answer is yes. Okay? So, adjacent sila. Magkatabi eh. Pero kung ang tanong ay si etong angle ba na to at saka etong angle na to ay adjacent, the answer is no. Kasi magkahiwalay. Next, let's have true or false for number 4. Angle AXE and angle CXD are congruent angles. First, let's look for angle AXE. Nasaan ba si angle AXE? AXE. So, this angle. And angle CXD. Where's our CXD? Angle CXD. Okay, so clearly we can say that this angle, so this is our angle AXE and our angle CXD, are they congruent angles? What's your answer? Right, they are congruent angles. Remember, this angle AXE and this angle CXD are vertical angles, and all vertical angles are congruent angles. Okay, so the answer is yes. Right, now let's proceed to the next one. True or false? Angle AXC and angle AXE are vertical angles. Where is your angle AXC? So, hanapin natin si AXC. Here's our AXC. AXC. Okay? Here. So, eto yon, right? Eto yon. Okay? Let's use a symbol. That. So, etong angle na to. Then, AXE. Where's our AXE? AXE. So, this angle. Okay? Yan. Alright. Question. Is it vertical with each other? Do they form vertically? Do they form a vertical angles? The answer is no. Magkaano lang sila? They are adjacent. Magkatabi sila. So, the answer is no. Right? So, let's go to the next page and have more exercises. Okay. So, there we go. Right. Given. The given measure of angle 1 is 30 degrees. So, sinabi dito na ang measure daw ni angle 1 ay 30 degrees. Okay, hanapin natin. Let's take a look at our figure. So, I have here a yellow line and a pink line. And another line that intersects these two lines. Okay, and this symbol. Okay, so this symbol represents that we have a right angle. Okay, so I have there those points. So I have here line AD, line BE, okay, and line FC, and angle 1, angle 2, and that angle is vertical with this angle. This angle is vertical with this angle. Now let's try to find the following. Find what is the measure of angle FGE. So first, hanapin natin si FGE. Here's your F, here's your G, and here's your E. Anong angle ang tinutukoy? Eto, tama. Yan ang pinapahanap sa inyo, yung binukan ng angle na yan. And to find the measure of that angle, first you have to take note that the given measure of angle 1 is 30 degrees. So therefore, this is 30 degrees because this is your angle 1. The question is, how are we going to find the measure of this angle when this is 30, when angle 1 is 30 degrees? Simple lang naman, class. Remember, angle 1, okay, this angle, okay, you can see, is vertical with this angle. So, meaning, they are the same in measure. And, remember, may nabuo tayo ditong right angle. Meaning, this angle has a measure of 90 degrees. And, ibig sabihin din noon, yung katabi din niya ay 90 degrees din. Actually, there are a lot of ways on how you are going to find the missing measure of angle. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, ito ay 90 degrees din, ito ay 90 degrees din. Now, if this is 90 degrees, this part is 90 degrees, meaning, ano ang measure ng angle na to? Right? Eh di mag 90 minus 30 ka. What is 90 minus 30? That is 60 degrees. So therefore, the measure of angle FGE is 60 degrees. Okay, let's go to the next. Find the measure of angle 2. Okay, we all know that the measure of angle 1 is 30 degrees. And this angle forms a right angle. So, right angle is 90 degrees. Ibig sabihin, si 1 at saka si 2 ay complementary sa isa't isa. Halos ganun kasi yung class eh. Doon lang umikot sa 90 right angle complementary. Yung straight angle naman, straight angle 180 supplementary linear pair. Parang halos ganun, magkakadugtong sila. So if angle 1 is 60 degrees, what is the measure of angle 2? right? E di pag 90 minus 30 ka, that is equal to what? 60 degrees. Okay? Next. Let's find the measure of angle AGF. Where is your angle AGF? So here is your A, here is your G, and here is your F. Meaning, etong angle na to ang pinapahanap. What is that? Oh, mag-iisip pa ba tayo kung ano sagot natin dyan? This angle is vertical with this angle. And sinabi na si angle 1 mo ay 30 degrees. So therefore, si angle AGF ay 30 degrees din. Okay? Next, let's find measure of angle AGB. Where's your angle AGB? Angle AGB. So meaning, etong angle na to ang pinapahanap sa atin. Alright, are you going to think of what is the measure of that angle? When there is already a symbol there that tells you what is the measure of that angle? That is 90 degrees. Okay, next. Find the measure of angle DGE. So where's your DGE? DGE. Okay, so this angle, right? Okay, so this angle, that is a measure of 90 degrees, of course. Kasi lahat ng angles formed there are right angles. Okay, so let us try to have more exercises. Okay, so let's try more exercises. Let's take a look at this. Yeah. Refer to the figure below. I have this line and line AC and ray BD. Alright. Now this angle ABD has a measure of 3x plus 10, and this angle DBC has a measure of angle 2x minus 5 degrees. Question: find the value of x. What is the measure of angle ABD? So pinapahanap yung measure ng angle na to, right? So yan yon. And what is the measure of angle DBC? So pinapahanap yung measure ng angle na to. Now, let's present our solution. Okay, so first, we have to take a look at our figure very carefully. We can say that angle ABD and angle DBC form a linear pair. And if they form a linear pair, meaning they are supplementary, ibig sabihin, kapag plinas natin yung measure dapat ng angle na to, and this one, no more, no less than 180 degrees. So in order for us to solve, we have to make an equation, and our equation will be, supposedly dapat ang equation natin ganito, di ba? Dapat blank plus blank is equal to 180 degrees, or whatever is this, ito yung measure ng isang angle. Whatever is this, ito yung measure ng isa pang angle na dapat daw pag plinas natin 180 degrees, because clearly you can see that your figure here forms a linear pair. Now, the problem is that ang binigay kasi na measure ng angle dito ay algebraic expression. And also this one, okay? Binigay ay algebraic expression. Polynomial ba? Polynomial yung ibinigay. Para bumalik tayo sa second grading, okay? But you don't have to worry kasi i-a-apply lang natin dito yung natutunan natin on how to solve linear equation in one variable. Okay? So, first, let us write down our 3x. Okay? So, let us write down 3x plus 10. Okay? Eto yon. And, mag-plus tayo. So, i-close in parenthesis natin. Plus, ano yung isang binigay? Which is your, so, ito yung isa. Ito naman, isusulat natin lang. 2x minus 5. Then, eto yon. We copy equals, we copy 180 degrees. Then, let's solve. Let's solve by combining the similar terms. So, pagsamahin natin si 3x. Bali, ihiwalay ko na, i-ano ko na lang siya, ilalabas ko na. Tatanggalin ko na yung parenthesis para madali natin makita. So, gawin natin is that, isulat na natin ng walang parenthesis. Combine natin si similar terms. Then, plus 10. Then, minus 5. Then, equals 180. Okay? And then, of course, you have to solve now. Mag-solve na tayo. What is 3x plus 2x? Para ka lang may 3 banana plus 2 banana equals 5 bananas. Then, copy plus solve for 10 minus 5. Or what is positive 10 and negative 5? That is positive 5, of course. And then equals, so sinolve na natin, copy 180. What are you going to do next? Solving linear equation in one variable, what do we do next? We have to get 5x only. So we have to remove a plus 5 by applying subtraction property of equality. So ibawas lang natin yun dito. Right? Naalala yun? So we're going to have 5x on the left side equals 180 minus 5. Diretso mo na ha. That is 175. Then, our target is to find the value of x, right? So, to remove 5, what property are we going to apply? We may apply multiplication, but we may also apply division property of equality. So, mag-ano na lang tayo? Division property of equality, divide by 5, and divide by 5. So, x equals what? Using your calculator, can you please solve 175 divided by 5? This is 3. 17 divided by 5 is 3. Now, you are left with 25 divided by 5 is 5. So, you have 35. Take note, yung x pa lang to, ha? Yung x pa lang. Okay? So, ang x pa lang natin ay 35. Pero, we're almost done. Kasi madali na lang mahanap to. Ano ba si ABD natin? Si ABD natin ay, babalikan natin ngayon tong expression natin na 3x plus 10. So, 3x plus 10 meaning yung x natin which is 35. So, yung 3 i-times lang daw natin siya sa 35. Tapos, dagdagan mo ng 10. Then, that will be your answer. 35 times 3 is what? That is correct. 105. Tapos, plus 10. 105 plus 10 is 115. Okay? So, that's the measure. Tapos, lagyan na natin ng degree symbol. So, therefore, yan yung measure ng angle ABD natin. Then, let's find the measure of angle DBC. Our expression is 2x minus 5, right? So, yung 2, i-times lang natin siya kay 35. Okay? Then, close in parenthesis, minus 5. Solve na natin yan. What is 2 times 35? That is, what? 70. And then, bawasan natin ng 5. That is 65. Okay, to check if our answer is correct, try to add them kung 180 ba yan. If that is 180, therefore, your solution is correct. And that ends our lesson for today, all about angle pairs. See you soon, and please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't yet. Bye-bye, everyone. God bless. Mwah.